Severed heads roll into a Michoacan nightclub. A military helicopter is shot down by a rocket-propelled grenade. Lions and tigers roam alongside weapon caches. Are these happening in some crazy, far-fetched movie? No, these are just a few of the most shocking and extreme examples of cartel behavior. Mexican cartels are synonymous with fear, violence, and ruthless power. For decades, these organizations have waged wars not only among themselves, but also against law enforcement and communities, leaving a devastating trail of destruction. Today, we explore the most chilling encounters, both recent and past, that define the ongoing battle between humanity and organized crime. Number 1, the Culiacanazo, when a city fell to a cartel, 2019. In October 2019, chaos erupted in Culiacan, the stronghold of the Sinaloa cartel. The arrest of Ovidio Guzman Lopez, son of El Chapo, triggered an immediate and unprecedented response. Sinaloa cartel members swarmed the city, using heavy artillery and blocking roads with burning vehicles. Civilians were caught in the crossfire, with schools, businesses, and homes shuttered for days. This event, later dubbed the Culiacanazo, forced the government to release Guzman, showcasing the cartel's overwhelming dominance. For the residents of Culiacan, it was a stark reminder of living under the shadow of terror. Number 2, the Iguala Massacre, the fate of 43 students, 2014. In September 2014, 43 students from Ayotzinapa Rural Teachers College disappeared in Iguala, Guerrero. Investigations revealed they were allegedly handed over to the Guerreros Unidos cartel by corrupt local police. Witness accounts described a night of fear, confusion, and violence. Despite international outrage and years of investigation, the case remains shrouded in mystery, with many of the victims still unaccounted for. Families of the students have turned their grief into a relentless pursuit of justice, serving as a haunting symbol of the human cost of cartel corruption. Number 3, Reynosa Massacre, civilians in the crossfire, 2021. The city of Reynosa, Tamaulipas, became the site of one of the most brutal attacks on civilians in recent memory. In June 2021, cartel gunmen killed 19 people in what authorities believe was a message to rival groups. Victims included shopkeepers, construction workers, and passers-by. Ordinary people caught in extraordinary violence. Reynosa, a border city already infamous for human trafficking and drug smuggling, spiraled further into chaos, with locals fearing even a trip to the grocery store could be fatal. Number 4, Allende Massacre, Betrayal and Devastation, 2011. The small town of Allende, Coahuila, was forever changed in 2011 when the Zetas cartel unleashed a massacre. Fueled by false intelligence about betrayal from within, the cartel slaughtered dozens of families and razed homes. Survivors recount the chilling silence that followed the attack, as authorities turned a blind eye to the destruction. Years later, mass graves were uncovered, but justice remains elusive for most families. Allende is now a ghost town, a haunting testament to the cartel's ruthlessness. Number 5, Guadalajara Airport Assassination, Cardinal's death, 1993. One of the most shocking moments in cartel history occurred in 1993 at Guadalajara Airport. Cardinal Juan Jesus Posadas Ocampo was gunned down in a hail of bullets, allegedly mistaken for a rival cartel leader. This brazen attack sent shockwaves across Mexico, sparking a national outcry and calls for accountability. The assassination remains a powerful reminder of how cartel violence can claim even the most revered figures. Number 6, San Fernando Migrant Massacre, A Tragic Journey, 2010. In 2010, 72 migrants were found murdered in San Fernando, Tamaulipas, victims of the Zetas cartel. The migrants, traveling from Central and South America, were abducted and executed for refusing to join the cartel. Survivors recount the horrors of captivity and the final moments of those who lost their lives. This tragedy drew international attention, highlighting the dangers migrants face at the hands of organized crime. Despite efforts to curb such incidents, San Fernando remains a chilling example of unchecked brutality. Number 7, Tepito Raid, Cartels in Urban Jungles, 2022. Tepito, a notorious neighborhood in Mexico City, revealed the extent of cartel influence even in urban centers. In a high-profile raid, authorities discovered a vast network of underground tunnels, weapons caches, and hidden money. The raid disrupted operations for the La Union Tepito cartel, but its resilience ensured business resumed shortly after. For residents, Tepito remains a place where fear is part of daily life, and cooperation with law enforcement is fraught with danger. Number 8. Monterrey Casino Attack. Extortion gone deadly, 2011. The Casino Royale in Monterrey became a fiery grave when cartel members set it ablaze after owners failed to pay extortion fees. The attack killed 52 people, many of whom were trapped inside. Survivors described scenes of chaos, with people desperately trying to escape the flames. The tragedy brought national attention to the growing problem of cartel extortion and led to calls for tighter security and greater government accountability. Number 9. Fall of El Chapo, a power vacuum, 2016. The 2016 capture and extradition of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman marked a turning point in the war on drugs. While his imprisonment was a victory for authorities, it created a power vacuum within the Sinaloa cartel, sparking violent turf wars. Guzman's dramatic prison escapes and eventual downfall remain one of the most captivating chapters in cartel history. Yet his removal barely dented the cartel's operations, proving that the war is far from over. What were his escapes? 2001, escape from Puente Grande prison. El Chapo escaped from the maximum security Puente Grande prison in Jalisco, Mexico, by hiding in a laundry car. Allegedly, he had bribed prison guards and officials to facilitate his escape. It's believed he paid millions of dollars in bribes to turn the prison staff into accomplices. Following his escape, El Chapo went into hiding and continued to lead the Sinaloa cartel, cementing his position as one of the world's most powerful drug lords. He evaded capture for over a decade. Now, 2015, escape from Altiplano prison. El Chapo escaped from the Altiplano maximum security prison in Mexico through a mile-long tunnel that had been dug directly to his cell. The tunnel was an engineering marvel, complete with lights, ventilation, and a motorcycle and rails to transport him quickly. The tunnel led to a construction site where his associates whisked him away. This escape embarrassed the Mexican government and triggered a massive manhunt. El Chapo was recaptured in January 2016, 6 months after his escape. Number 10. Rise of synthetic drugs, a new threat, 2023. In recent years, cartels have turned their attention to synthetic drugs like fentanyl, fueling a global opioid crisis. Cartels have adapted their operations, using clandestine labs and sophisticated smuggling techniques to flood international markets. This new wave of drug trafficking has devastating consequences, with overdose deaths rising worldwide. The shift to synthetics represents the cartel's ability to innovate and expand their reach, making the fight against them even more complex. These stories paint a grim picture of the ongoing battle against Mexican cartels, a battle that has claimed countless lives and left communities in ruins. Yet amidst the darkness, there is resilience, as families, survivors, and advocates continue to demand justice and change. By shedding light on these encounters, we can amplify their voices and push for a future where such violence becomes a distant memory.